Social media management is notorious for being high pressure, competitive, and changing literally every day, which is why it isn't surprising that most social media managers get burned out within the first 2 years. So how do you keep going? How do you stay up with the latest updates, protect your mental health, and build a successful social media management business that supports your lifestyle goals? Whether that's working from home with your kiddos or jet setting around the world, that's what this show is all about. Welcome to Social Media Manager Confidential. I'm Shantae Gorman, founder of a 6-figure social media management agency and mentor to social media managers. And I'm here to dish on the ins and outs of the social media management world without any of the gatekeeping that can come along with it. You'll learn, you'll laugh, and you'll leave each episode inspired. Let's dive into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of Social Media Manager Confidential. If this is your first episode, a special welcome and a shout out to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if this is not your first episode and you're coming back every single week, thank you so much for being here and letting me know what you love about the show. As social media managers, we create a lot of content and we can consume a lot of it too. So it can be pretty easy to get into a content where you're just staring at a blank screen, hoping for some brilliant ideas, and before you know it, you've been distracted by TikTok again, and several hours have passed, and you still don't have any new ideas. So, here's how to fix that. First thing you're going to do is Google the pain points of the content that you're trying to create. So, I found the best way to share this with you is through an example, and I'm going to do this live as I'm talking to you about it, so I can kind of tell you what it is I'm seeing and working through it. And I know social media managers typically have difficulty creating content for themselves. So that's what I'm going to be doing today is researching, going through this strategy to find content to post as a social media manager, just to kind of show you how it works. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to Google first, google.com. You know it, you love it. And I'm going to type in, what pain points does a social media manager solve? Okay, so I've hit enter and I am immediately seeing some articles come up. They have a little drop-down bar. There's 4 questions, so I'm going to click on those. There's one that says, what are pain points in social media marketing? And then it says, because you may be experiencing the most common social media pain points for small businesses, not having enough relevant content, not understanding ROI, not advertising, and not maintaining your business focus. So that could be 4 content ideas right there. Not having enough relevant content, that could be a post. Not understanding ROI, that could be a post. Not advertising, a post. And then not maintaining your business focus, a post. So these could be, obviously, you would want to give them a little bit more beef, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But those are some topics, so I would write those down. Another question in the dropdown that popped up was, what can a social media manager help with? And the dropdown for that is social media managers are ordinarily responsible for developing strategies to increase followers. There's a post idea. Creating and overseeing social campaigns. There's another post idea. Producing content. Post idea. Reviewing analytics. Post idea. And communicating with key stakeholders in a company, which is a post idea. And if you're not sure what that specifically means, it just basically means the people who are responsible in the business, which is usually the business owner or like their business manager or something like that. As I'm clicking on these drop downs that are appearing on Google, more of them are appearing. And so you could really dig into this of getting into the nitty gritty. Like, what are the challenges of doing social media management? What does a social media manager do in a day? What is a successful social media manager? What are the 4 key user pain points? Like all of these things, you could just dig and dig and dig, and there's a ton of content ideas right there. When you get done digging in Google, the next thing you're going to do is look on YouTube, and you can see you're going to search for these same type of topic ideas and see what pops up on YouTube. And YouTube's algorithm works in a way that it shows you the most popular videos first, so you can kind of test out which of these topics are the most popular, what are people searching for. And YouTube is owned by Google, so it's a really great way to kind of test these topics. If it's something someone's interested in, if the video is getting views, that is something that you could potentially be talking about. You might also come up with ideas that you didn't already have before. So I have YouTube pulled up. I'm going to search the same thing. What pain points does a social media manager solve? And now what I'm seeing here, there's a video that has 8,000 views, how to get clients, what to charge. This is more for actual social media managers. There's another one that's 9,000, that is social media management services. There's an 8,000 one, what to look for when hiring a social media manager. 176,000 views is what does a social media manager actually do? Workflows, onboarding. So there's a ton of stuff about what a social media manager is. I wouldn't necessarily say it relates directly to what we found on Google. So I'm going to grab one of those things and see what we can find on YouTube. So let's say not understanding ROI. So I am going to copy and paste understanding ROI into YouTube because that's one of the pain points and see what comes up. So we have one that has 50,000 views, return on investment in 1 minute, definition, explanation, examples, formula calculation, 54,000 views, return on investment, ROI. So it's basically just teaching what it is. Advertising and marketing ROI explained for beginners, how to calculate ROI, understanding ROI. So it's a really great way to kind of tell you what questions people are answering, what questions people are asking, how to figure it out. I also like using YouTube as a way to get ideas for content hooks. So like your headlines, the very first slide on your carousel, like this gives you ideas of what people are clicking on because they get the most amount of views. The next place that I search is Pinterest because it's a search engine and they come up with different things based on the platform. So this also is a great place to look for content ideas. So I'm going to do the same thing, search in the same thing. What pain points do as a social media manager solve? I don't expect to get quite as much as I did in Google, but I'm going to see what pops up. I've got one, how to speak to your customers' pain points in marketing. That's the very first one that I'm seeing. It's a free guide. There's another one, why hiring a social media manager is right for you. 4 reasons you may need a social media manager for your business. 3 reasons to hire a social media manager. So it gives you kind of ideas. Maybe you can kind of look. There's another one, 5 ways to identify customer pain points. Understand the types, research audience on social media, check out reviews, ask your customers, study your competition. So there's a few things here that we can use as post ideas. And we could have a post about understanding the types of pain points. How do we create content for those things? How do we research our audience on social media? What about checking out reviews? Where can we find reviews? How to get reviews from our social media? Clientele, our customers, like on behalf of a client. Communicating with your customers or your clients' customers. Studying your clients' competition. Like we can make posts about all of those things. The next one I'm going to search for is TikTok. And this one, it doesn't necessarily like the long keyword researching. So like what pain points does a social media manager solve doesn't necessarily bring up any really great solutions for that or like great videos. It's more people telling you how to become a social media manager. But if I were to type in the understanding ROI or maybe even just ROI, the videos that I'm seeing have anywhere from 13,000 views up to 333,000. And it's basically lessons I've learned from making 8 figures in my business, ROI. Money 101, what is an ROI? ROI, what it is and how to calculate it. How do you generate an ROI for content? How do you calculate ROI? How to analyze ROI? So there's a lot of things of like, how is it done? What is it? What does it mean type of thing? How do you measure it? So there's more post ideas there as well. Hi there, this is Ad Shantae popping in to let you know about the Sugar Punch template shop. Inside the shop are done-for-you templates that I created specifically for social media managers and digital marketers so that you can seamlessly plug and play and have a professional business without losing any more sleep. We all know we need more of that. From a pricing calculator to an onboarding welcome packet to an all-in-one social media calendar, as in you can create, revise, and have clients approve it all through Canva. Love how simple it is. Plus a case study template with 100 proven copy ideas to impress your clients and a social media marketing proposal template. I've got you covered. Shop the affordable templates or get the discounted bundle, you do you, at my website. I'll link it in the show notes for you. Now, back to today's episode. And then for Instagram, so Instagram's search function is not quite where Google is either, and so the long form content doesn't work. It really recognizes keywords. So I just typed in social media manager to see what is going to come up in the search bar. And we have, what does the social media manager do? Posting hours, social media manager memes, like what people think are funny, how to get more Instagram reach, monthly updates, like a social media roundup, content creation tools, hook ideas, content calendar ideas, 5 key factors to consider before hiring a social media manager. There's ones I even see right now, a we're hiring post for someone who's hiring a social media manager. So there's a lot of different social media options that you can use to search for and write down content topic ideas. Now that you have all of these content ideas, we are going to go into ChatGPT and we're going to ask it some market research questions as well. So I typed in chat.openai.com, verified that I was human. I am going to log in with my Gmail account. And I am going to ask it the same question. What pain points does a social media manager solve? And it is generating for me. It says, as a social media manager, their role is to manage and maintain an organization's social media accounts, ensuring that they are active, engaging, and effective in achieving the organization's marketing objectives. Some of the common pain points that a social media manager may help solve include, and it's still going, let's see, we've got 1, creating and publishing content. A social media manager can help create and publish engaging content on a regular basis, ensuring that the organization's social media accounts stay active and relevant. You could write a post about how you do that, why it's important, how it works. Then the second one is developing a social media strategy. So developing a comprehensive social media strategy can be a challenge, but a social media manager can help identify the target audience. There's a post. Determine the best channels to reach them. There's another post. And set specific goals for each platform. There's another post. And for all of these post ideas that I'm saying, we can create posts in addition to that, like 3 posts per topic idea of answering the questions of how is it done, why is it done, or like why it's important, and what that looks like. Managing multiple social media channels is number 3. Managing multiple social media channels can be time-consuming and overwhelming. A social media manager can help manage multiple accounts efficiently and effectively, ensuring that each platform is used to its fullest potential. Number 4, engaging with the audience. Engaging with the audience is crucial for building brand awareness and loyalty. A social media manager can help monitor and respond to comments, messages, and mentions, ensuring that the organization is actively engaging with its audience. And then number 5, analyzing social media metrics. A social media manager can analyze social media metrics such as reach, engagement, and conversions to determine the effectiveness of the organization's social media strategy and make necessary adjustments. So there's more there as well, and we could do a post on metrics. How, what, why, such as reach, how, what, why, engagement, how, what, why, conversions, how, what, why, necessary adjustments, how, what, why. Overall, a social media manager can help alleviate the burden of managing social media accounts for businesses and organizations, allowing them to focus on their core competencies while still maintaining an active and engaging online presence. So there's a lot of ideas from ChatGPT as well, but what I want to do is take this even a step further, right? So I like to use ChatGPT for a few different things. It can create a posting schedule for you if you feed it a bunch of different topic suggestions and say, what should my posting schedule be like? And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so I have just fed it. I said, create a content calendar for posting on Instagram for these topics. And then I listed the topics that I mentioned earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I also said why, who, and how. So I wrote out why is creating and publishing content important? Who creates and publishes content? How does someone create and publish content? And so I've done that for all 5 of those. And now it's come out and it says, here is a sample content calendar for posting on Instagram for these topics. It's broken it down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday again. So it's given me a topic. And then it's also given me a very, very short caption description. Honestly, I would further develop these captions. I don't think they are great or usable. It needs more work, but it can help you dig more into them. It can get you started. You can use it as a base, or you can have it expand on it. But it's divided it out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every single day, each content idea. It's given me a little bit on the content ideas. So on Monday, the topic is, why is creating and publishing content important? And then it says, caption, in today's digital world, creating and publishing content is crucial for building a brand's online presence. It helps attract and engage your target audience and can help increase conversion. What's your favorite type of content to create? So again, it's not great, but it's a good starting point. It can give you kind of a basis to add your own ingredients, add some spice, make it fun, add the brand personality. But it's, it's there. It's usable in some way, and you can always dig into this further, ask it more questions to really get this honed in more, get more information. But that's a really great way to go about it, a great way to use it. You can also have it generate headlines for you. So this is what I personally like to do. Okay, so I just told it, write 10 catchy article headlines for hiring a social media manager. And now it's generating them. Number 1 is stop struggling with social media, hire a pro to manage your accounts. Number 2 is boost your brand's social media presence with a professional manager. That one's not as great. Number 3 is maximize your social media ROI with the right manager. That could use some tweaking, but it would be usable. Number 4, 5 reasons why hiring a social media manager is a game changer. This one's okay. I think game changer is kind of an overused word, but it's still a usable formula. Number 5, outsource your social media. Why hiring a manager is worth the investment. That one could get a lot of clicks. You would just need to kind of tweak it a little bit, but I think worth the investment is a really great phrase. Number 6, from likes to leads. How a social media manager can grow your business. That one is brilliant. Number 7, are you wasting time on social media? Let a manager take over. That one probably won't do as well, I don't think. I don't think people really care about that one. Number 8, expert social media management, the secret to standing out online. That one could be good. Number 9, transform your social media strategy with a skilled manager. Probably not going to get any clicks from someone who wants to hire one. Number 10, social media success starts with the right manager. Here's how to find one. Love that one too. So we have a few winners just in those 10 generated headlines. And I love doing this when I can't think of any headlines. And then I will also save them for later on. You can also generate captions, which I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the captions it comes up with, but sometimes there's some good stuff. And you can also tell it, write a friendly, funny little joke about being a realtor or, something like that to kind of help get your wheels turning. But I never just copy, paste, and post. It always needs to be tweaked. It needs to have personality and make sense, because a lot of times it does sound like a robot. You could also generate calls to action. So the same way that I did it with headlines, you could do it with call to actions. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of great ways to use ChatGPT to really help you create your content and make your life a little bit easier. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. And one last bonus tip, recycle old posts. You can use ChatGPT again to help generate some ideas based on what your best performing posts were in the past. I'm a huge fan of taking my top performing carousels that get the most saves and shares and recreating them as a talking head video, or taking a popular podcast episode and turning that into a carousel. Even if it says the same thing or has a similar concept, people learn differently. So even if it's word for word, the exact same thing I had on my carousel, people will learn differently. Different people will watch the talking head video versus scroll through the carousel. And so the more repetition they have of that concept, of that thing that you're teaching them, showing them, the more likely they are to remember it and the more value they'll get from it. I hope you found that helpful. If you use ChatGPT or any other tool to help you come up with content ideas, let me know. If you have any friends who are social media managers, share the link to this episode with them and help them out. And if you're not already following this podcast, make sure you hit the follow button or the plus button in Apple Podcasts. You can get brand new episodes delivered straight to your podcast app every Friday. Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Learn more about my digital template shop, online courses, and mentorship program by going to my website at sugarpunchmarketing.com. And while you're there, make sure you join my safe, supportive community created exclusively for social media managers. It's 100% free to join and packed with really amazing resources, trainings, and people. See you next time.